G'day and welcome to What Happens in the Shed, and today a bit of a different shed, my new little machinery shed. Rightio, so I'm going to be making a pair of barn doors to close it off. At long last I've got the timber, so we're good to go, so I can finally make a start on the barn doors. Good stuff. So it looks like these are going to be a bit tight, so I gave it a quick chamfer on the linisher. For joining the framing timber together, I'm using these long 150mm wood screws, and screwing into the end grain is not very good. So I've gone along the same sort of way as what you would see in furniture hardware, but rather than having a steel round nut, I've just gone for a 25mm hardwood timber dowel, and just with these wood screws, you just screw into that and that gives you plenty of strength. There we go. Oh, that feels solid. That is tight as, eh? I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a bit of movement, but that's really clamped nice and tight. Very good. This plank is a bit crooked, so a bit of persuasion. There's just a couple of planks where the edges are sticking out a fair bit. Now this is, pretty rough and ready sort of rough sawn timber, so I'm not going to be too fussy. But yeah, there's just a couple where I'm just going to take a little bit off. Alright, I'll do. Otherwise I could be here all day. Oh, I knew it was going to be bright. It looked a little bit different on a collar chart, I must say. I don't mind bright, within reason. Anyway, hopefully this will calm down a little bit after a couple of months. Rightio, the doors have been given one coat of paint. They just need one more. But unfortunately, today's turned out to be a bit of a rainy day, so there's no point in doing any more painting. Well, it's a perfect opportunity to make a start on the barn door hinges. So I'm going to make something up. So I'm going to use this 30mm round bar here. I'm just going to turn it up on the lathe, make some hinges out of that. So yeah, I reckon that should be plenty strong enough. Rightio, that's all the components for the hinges done. And tell you what, mate, I was really surprised by just how many hours it took me to get this done. I didn't count the hours, but I'd say there's got to be more than, probably more than 4 hours in it, maybe even more than that. But to be fair, it is not like I could just go down to the local hardware shop and buy hinges like these. These are specifically what I was after, which are lift-off pintle hinges. And yeah, so they're quite beefy, but I think they need to be because of the size of the barn doors. Let's snip the first one up. Oh, that's tight. Rightio, the doors are hung. They've been hanging for 4 weeks. We've been off on holidays to Western Australia for 3 weeks. So I just want to show you something. It would appear I stuffed the hinges up. If you look at the grouping of these screws, they're supposed to be on either side of the two boards. And you can see that, I mean, that's not ideal. So quite clearly that is wrong. So it's pretty obvious that this hinge here needed to be on that door over there and vice versa. So at first I thought, well, maybe I welded the hinges on the wrong side of the flat bar, and that would definitely have done it. But I just found out, well, not so. So what's happened? I installed the bloody doors upside down. Oh, I can't believe I did that. How the hell did that happen? Anyway, it is what it is. So, if you have a look at this brace here, this end of the brace here was supposed to be on the side here, on the stiles, I think. Stiles, and these are the rails, something like that, I think. And this end of the brace here was supposed to sit up under here, supporting the top rail. Anyway, so it's arse about. I think it'll be fine. I'm not going to do anything about it because the doors, they're pretty stiff. There's plenty of screws in the boards and everything, so it should be okay. It's just that it's not ideal and it's not really how I wanted it to be, but nobody else knows, only I know, and I'm going to keep it quiet. It'll be alright. So up next, I'm going to make some door hardware so I can lock this up, stop the doors from swinging in the breeze. Now, it'd be a lot easier just to go and buy some, but I quite like the idea of making my own, and plus it's sort of keeping with the theme with the hinges and all. let's have a look at the bottom bolt. I made this extra long just so I didn't have to bend down to grab it. There's a little handle here, so just drop it down in the hole. Then when you open the door, you just let it rest on this thing so the bolt doesn't drag through the dirt. Right, so all that's really left to do on the barn doors now is a padlockable bolt. So I'll go and get started on that. Yep, still moves. Originally, I was going to screw this to the door, or bolt this to the door with cup head bolts. I haven't got any, and quite frankly, I don't feel like driving into Civilization to buy some. So I'm just going to weld in a set of studs. Only thing is, I haven't got any threaded rod or M6 bolt long enough. So I'm just going to make up some studs using this 6mm round bar, or 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to put a tack on the bolt here, and that's just like a limit, just to stop it from falling out through the bush there. That should do it. That's it. If you have a look here, there's just something I'd like to show you. So if you have a look here, all this damage here, all this digging here has been done by a scrub turkey. I didn't know it was here digging. Usually happens early in the morning and late in the afternoon. It even started digging around the footings. So for a while there I was chasing it off and throwing rocks at it, and it hasn't been back to this particular spot since then. Rightio, well there you have it. That's the barn doors, and I've got to say I'm really happy with how they turned out. It was quite a job, especially with the hinges and stuff like that. And I've got to say too, the paint colour has calmed down a lot. Yeah, this sort of green that you would have seen back in the Victorian era, or from architecture from the Victorian era, in both the UK and continental Europe, on old railway stations, power stations and stuff like that. You would have seen this. You even would have seen this sort of colour on steam trains. So yeah, I quite like it. Bit different, I know. Rightio, well I think we'll wrap it up here. I do hope that this video may be of some use to someone wishing to build their own barn doors and the hinges and locks and stuff like that. So yeah, on that note, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Cheers.